Yo guys, I've got a spark which I'm going to use to ignite the fire for brand new recording session of the Skylanders carryon Locke here on the channel. Today we are going to be tackling some levels that I have very much been dreading throughout the Giants playthrough thus far. We have both aerial attack and Drill X's big rig. I practically guaranteed it we're not going to get through this unscathed unless I just like transcend my usual plane of existence and somehow just play godly, because Drill X is a tough fight, it's a tough boss to get through without any loss whatsoever. And Aerial Assault is no cakewalk neither, with the amount of dangerous hazards this level throws at you. Like just about every single conceivable way the game can try to kill you, it attempts to do so in this level. We have enemies, we have blades, we have cannons. Like seriously, this level throws everything at us. It's going to be quite a test, especially when we have Warnade of all characters to play as. I mean, I could have chose Swarm, but you know, we played as Swarm in the last air section we played, so I think it's about time we shake things up a little bit. Plus, this means we also get to reserve Swarm for the next time we play as the air element, which will be for the Oracle, and trust me, playing Swarm in the Oracle, so long as we choose the correct pathway, it will be that much easier to Warnade, because Swarm is just that much more a better character. He's more mobile, despite being a giant. But wait, he's a mobile giant, which means that he has absurdly powerful attacks, fast attacks at that, whilst still being able to outmaneuver enemies. And you wonder what makes Swarm the best giant. It's simply put his fast-paced gameplay, which makes him fun and overpowered. Man, even when I'm not playing a Swarm, I'm still thinking Swarm. When it comes to the air element in this game, I live, breathe, and just I take up Swarm. Swarm is a way of life in this game. That's how it goes. I don't make up rules, I just reinforce them. And as always, the rules state that if your opinion differs to mine, then your opinion is wrong. That is how opinions work. So if you guys don't have your favourite giant ranked as Swarm, well then your opinion is wrong, because it's not the same as mine. Oh wait, we really need this mine right now. That was a very conveniently placed mine. Mines are just that much more better than Warnado. Not that as much of a compliment to be better than Warnado, mind you, but still. Mines are greater than Warnado. That's going to be fun to edit. Just blur everything else out of the background to put emphasis, draw your attention upon the fact that mines are greater than Warnado. Warnado wishes he was on that level, but he is not on the Mines level, nor is he on Swarm's level. Warnado's on a level all on his own, which is at the very bottom, mind you. The only character he stands a chance against is Wrecking Ball, who unfortunately is also part of this cast, because apparently Random Name Picker, when choosing this cast, both loved and hated me at the exact same time. I have a very strong love-hate relationship with that Random Name Picker, because it chose Flashwind for the Earth element, one of my favourite Skylanders out there. In fact, she is my where do I put her in my top 10? I don't have my top 10 Skylanders mesmerised to heart. I know I'm terrible like that. I have her at the number 4 and number 5 slot, I believe. The point is, she's a top 5 Skylander for me. Besides for Igknight, she's my favourite Skylander in this category moment, which is why, you know, I have a love-hate relationship with that Random Name Picker. A bit like How to Train Your Dragon 2, actually. When I first watched the film, I just saw it as like one of those unnecessary sequels that were really popular in 2014. So because of that, and its unnecessary nature to me at first light, it made me not a particularly large fan of the film the first time I watched it in a theatre. However, the film very quickly grew on me, and I adore the movie nowadays. It's my favourite movie of all time, let alone my favourite animated movie. So yeah, needless to say, it was a necessary sequel. It really did a great job expanding upon the How to Train Your Dragon world and furthering Hiccup's character development. Well, the character development for everyone, in fact. Besides Snotlout, but that's just because Snotlout is a character who literally never changes. It's probably the most annoying thing about him, and there's a lot of annoying things about Snotlout, so that's saying quite a lot. That's quite a loaded statement, that is. Anyway, I'm playing so brainlessly with Warnado right now. I do not have my brain switched on, and yet here he is, alive? Tornado is surprising me, folks. He is surprising me. I never suspected that when Tornado was picked in that random name pick on the very first episode. I never suspected that he'd be this badass this far into the series. And look at that charm for for dealing extra damage to trolls coming in handy right there. It helps that we can use his primary attack not only as an offensive attack but a defensive attack to get the frick out of the way of fools that want to commit murder against us. That is uncalled for, man. So uncivilized. Anyway, this guy here, he's got to go, man. He has got to go. They let him charge into absolutely nothingness, apparently, and then once again, not only does that deal damage, but I can use it to quickly scoot out of the way. Woo! What do you know? It's the ghost ship. How spooky. So we do have things to be attacking, but, you know, we will be attacking things with the might of our cannons after we switch out the Cinder on the ghost ship here and collect those goodies right there. I feel as though I've earned them. Being badass in nature without even thinking about it. That's right, I'm just that awesome. And I'm incredibly humble about it too. If there's one thing I could speak to my absolute raw awesomeness about, it is my ability to be humble. Anyway, we're not going to bother switching out for the air element here, because as you can tell, the air element has already, like, succeeded. It's not the element of the area anymore. So for that small snippet, we might as well just remain a Cinder, especially since the next element of the area is going to be undead, so we may as well remain a Cinder for that. Then we have Tech, which we're going to switch out for Bouncer. Then we're going to go back to Undead again. And then we have one final tech section to end it all, which will be Drill Sergeant section. I want to play as Bouncer beforehand so that then we don't risk taking any damage to Drill Sergeant. And then Drill Sergeant will come through for the harder tech section at the end of the game. Because if there's anything the previous episode showed us, it is how badass Drill Sergeant can be. Once again, much to my surprise, like Drill Sergeant and Tornado so far have definitely been the biggest surprises of this lock, as well as losing Ghost Roaster so early. Like, I thought Ghost Roaster was better than that, and that's because he is. I'm just bad at the video game. Stop shooting me! Case in point, those things are shooting me right now. Oh crap, everything's shooting at me. Stop shooting at me! It's so rude. Wow, I'm just taking damage to everything right now, aren't I? Damn, man, that was a lot of damage. Where's healing when I really need it? It doesn't help that these undead pellets are really slow. Anyway, that thing's got to get out of here with our 7 health remaining. I really don't want to have to do this turret section a second time. That'd be super annoying if I have to do that. But unfortunately, it's also looking quite likely, especially if that guy wants to shoot me. Which he did, damn it. Okay, let's try it again.
1 minute, 37 seconds later.
Okay, there we go. That's a little bit better. We're doing so much better than the last few times, but that doesn't really amount to much given how horrible the last few times went. That isn't saying a whole lot. Okay, cool. They're out of here. Get him out of here. Sweet. What do you know? The moment you stop being as brainless as I am, you actually start, like, being capable of pushing the be good video game button. Like, gameplay has now turned a little less brainless. My brain is officially switched on for it, and you can see the difference. This is why I play so inconsistently. It depends upon my level of concentration. It's why in streams I tend to do not nearly as well as I do for gameplay recordings, because with streams I have that one extra distraction, which is obviously live chat, but I prefer live streams in that manner, being able to interact directly with all of you. That is a preference of mine, as opposed to basically what I'm doing right now, which is just, you know, speaking to a camera. You know, so there's quite a sharp contrast there, at least, you know, out of context, not knowing what it is that I'm doing. You know, if you were to just hear from the outside what it is I'm doing right now, you'd think I'd sound crazy just talking to myself like this. Man, that guy, when he punches, he proper leans in for it. Like, that hitbox is garbage, I'm telling you. Hopefully it won't screw me over. But with Jawbreakers, you never really know what to expect with those hitboxes. This is Jawbreakers and Giants to talk about. Jawbreakers and Giants do not mix, especially if you bring the Trapmaster into it, because the Trapmaster Jawbreaker is not going to play very well in this game. In fact, he's not going to play in this game at all. You know, he's a trap team Skylander and all that. No, don't you dare hit me. That'd be rude. I don't like it when you hit me. I prefer you not to hit me, please and thank you. Boom! Now I hit you! Bomb to the face, sucker! What did I kill that guy for? I still need his bomb, lest us not forget. Okay, I'm so close to leveling up. If I take damage in during that big section with all the choppy bots and the Goliath throws, hopefully I can heal up and nullify any damage I take. Or better yet, I can just not take any damage in the first place. I suppose that, my friends, is the best possible plan I could conceive of. I know, right? Who would have ever conceived of such a thing? Let me give myself some excellent advice. Don't die. There we go. Now that I've said that out loud, I can't possibly be defeated in battle. You know, just don't get hit. How hard could it be? Legendary advice you won't hear anywhere else. And now that I've said it to myself, all I need to do is follow through with my own advice and things will be fine. You know, not like I have death blades, you know, every square inch of this battleship out here to try and slice them mid-death. Okay, let's try to avoid a pizza, never mind about avoiding the pizza, I guess. Okay, let's pop back down because there was no way I was going to avoid those blades. Had to play that carefully because these blades, a couple of hits from those and you are done for. Anyway, it is time without further ado for Bowser to be placed upon that portal of power. This episode is going to be very tech orientated given that we have tech here and we have a lot of tech as well. It's a big rig as well. It's a very tech orientated area. But then after that we have tech that appears in the Oracle. And that will pretty much be the last time we play as tech in the entirety of the giant section of Locke, actually. I think it appears in Empire of Ice. I'm not sure if it does in this version or not. I know in Spyro's Adventure it depends on whether you play the Wii version or the Xbox 360 version, because of the Empire of Ice. That final section before the wall is undead in Xbox 360 / PlayStation 3 / PC as well. Let's not forget that Spyro's Adventure had a terrible PC port that everybody seems to forget about. But then in the Wii version of Empire of Ice, that is a tech section as opposed to an undead section, and it is the only section of the adventure pack which is tech. It basically means that the PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360 versions, the adventure pack levels in Spyro's Adventure don't have any tech sections whatsoever. Okay, let's blow that up, get that out of the way already. Ow. You know what? It was worth it. So worth it. So totally worth it. Okay, here we go. What we're going to do is we're not going to target these fellas from now on. We're just going to use our eye laser. Is even better idea yet. But yeah, I'm not sure about the Empire of Ice in this game. However, I haven't played Empire of Ice in this game enough to know whether that's an undead section or a tech section. We'll find out when we get there. But if it's an undead section, it basically means that the last we'll ever play of tech for an official tech elemental section is going to be the Oracle, and that's depending on which pathways we get. So let's be very wary of these blades. A massive hitbox and blades don't go well together, but luckily for us it's not going to last long because we're back to undead with Series 2 Cinder right now. So case in point, there's going to be a lot of tech in this episode, but this episode is going to be the last we see tech to this extent in the Giants portion of the carryon Locke here on the channel. Now here we go, my heart is really racing for this. This is a very tough section, so I need to push a Be Good minigame button. I really want Series 2 Cinder to be alive for the arena in Molten Mountain, because then it means that she can die in Molten Mountain, the Series 2 version to be defeated. Because you have to go into that arena as an undead Skylander, given that undead is the element that proceeds that section. But then, during the arena itself, after undead is defeated, I can switch out for whatever Skylander I like, given that there is no element of the area for that arena. So if Series 2 Cinder is defeated in that arena, I can switch out for whoever I like. And Series 2 Cinder isn't the worst loss in the world, because, say, so long as the original Cinder makes it to sort of force, we can upgrade to her Phantom version. Obviously a task easily said and done, but I definitely think it is a task that is possible. It's challenging, but it's possible. Okay, we've got to take this guy down somehow. Come on, dude, just do me a favour, peel over and Die! Die already! Give me the sweet, glorious release of death! Okay, here we go. Let's take him out some more. I mean, at the end of the day, we're getting there slowly but surely. Every chunk of damage is a little chunk closer to his defeat. Okay, here we go. Take him out some more. That's what I'm letting in my ghostly ally for. We are so close to that level 15. Come on, baby, give it to me. You know you want to. So here we are. Let's grab that gem right there. Don't mind if we do. Definitely do not mind if we doodles. Okay, cool, that's a whole lot of ghosts these guys take to the face. I almost feel sorry for them. Almost, at least. Okay, so first, it was Warnader and Drill Sergeant surprising me. And now, Cinder is doing it too. What's going to be next? Is Wrecking Ball going to surprise me? Is Wrecking Ball just like going to one-shot Chaos or something? Perform an impossible feat? Which I know is not possible because I had enough of a hard time doing it for the Sabotage Season 2 debut. I couldn't get for a full level as Wrecking Ball without magic items in this game. Which the funniest thing is that I called it playing through the hardest level as the worst Skylander, even though Chapter 16 in this level, in this game, isn't even the hardest level. I would argue that Chapter 15 is way tougher than Chapter 16. Especially of those juggernauts they have to fight in a really tight space in Chapter 15, mind you. Okay, I believe after this guy we still have 2 more Life Throws and a Chompy Block to go. So hey, it's a lot of combat, but we did level up, so all that damage we took earlier completely nullified. Though unfortunately with only 665 health to boot, a lot of attacks will still one-shot me. Like the Jawbreaker we fought earlier could have one-shot me if I played that much worse. Luckily for me I didn't. We live in the universe where Seriously Cinder is still yet to have been defeated. I mean, look at her, she still has all 4 feet attached to her body, which is why she hasn't been defeated yet, obviously. Everyone knows to be defeated, you have to lose your feet in the process. Why else do they call it having been defeated, mind you? Defeated having 2 very, very different meanings right there. 2 different connotations for, depending on the context in which you use it. A connotation obviously being a very illiterate term for meaning. There you go, that's how you can impress your English tutors at school. You know, bring out the fancy vocabulary, tell them that's meaning as a connotation. There you go, bam, that'll impress you. When did you learn it? From an Igknight with Fire video ball things. Who knew that these videos could be so educational? Okay, here we go. Let's continue to push a big game button. This is going well so far. Why did I say that? That was a really stupid thing to say. At this point, I deserve to be jinxed. Saying something stupid like that. What was I thinking? Honestly. Here I was playing smart until I said something as dumb as that. What can I say? I got to balance myself out. I can't be too smart. You know, if the universe requires balance... Thanos did say after all that, when the universe requires correction, he is the only one willing to step up and, you know, correct it in his own image, you know, do what he truly believes is right, and he will fight to the ends of the known universe and back for it. In fact, I'm willing to bet that Thanos would fight through the multiverse for it. He is the only one who's willing to go to such lengths to fulfill upon his quest, which he believes wholeheartedly is the correct course of action. It's what makes him such a compelling villain, because he absolutely is not doing the right thing, but he's doing what we would deem as the wrong thing for the right reasons. He still needs to be stopped. I mean, they call him a Mad Titan for a reason. And in we go, where we will need to worry about undead no more. Let's hope that Drill Sergeant still has his badass nature within him, because that is precisely what we need moving forward. Okay, those things are slamming shut right now. Let's not take any damage before we get to the hard combat section. Let's go into the hard combat section with as much health as possible. That is a good plan. I do very much like the sound of that plan. And luckily for me, I was able to fulfill upon that plan. Like Thanos, I will execute my plan if it kills me. Which with Thanos, it pretty much did. I mean, he took an axe to the chest. That must have been particularly painful. And it almost killed him, utilising all of the stones all at once. Okay, these guys have got to go. They have got to go. Look at this, what I have my charge attack for. They get close to me. With my charge, they won't be close for long. Okay, I really wish I could attack those guys up there. I can! Let's go! Less projectile attacks for me to have to deal with. Yes, get them out of here! Those fools had to come and look at me funny. Though unfortunately that guy does seem to be a little bit out of our range. If we were playing as Bouncer right now, we would be able to take him out. But we're not. And I'd rather not play as Bouncer because this is very tight quarters combat. Going against enemies like Jawbreakers that deal about 800 damage a hit. It is brutal, and there is 2 of them. I don't think that food's going to be useful if I get hit by a Jawbreaker, because the Jawbreaker's pretty much going to one-shot me. So the plan is to not get hit by it in the first place. I like that plan. That is a good, solid plan. And now that I have the plan, all I need to do is execute on it. Easier said than done, apparently. Yes, I'm attacking from back here. Take that, loser. Anyway, I should really not focus on projectile dudes and instead focus on murdering these fellas right now. Focus on the murder that's in front of me rather than the murder that could be. You know, focus on the murder that of what is rather than the murder that could be. Oh, well, thank you for pushing me directly into the watermelon. That is much appreciated there, Goliath Joe. Obviously, he felt bad for hitting me earlier. Okay, sweet, he's out of here. Now all we've got to do is make sure we don't take too much damage to those Joe Archers, and we'll be fine. Especially when we blow them up in the process. Let's freaking go, baby. Okay, that only has 1 hit remaining. And that somehow extended. That was one janky-ass hitbox which extended to the cannon. But you know what? I'm not complaining, mind you. I'm quite okay with that, actually. It's okay when that kind of hitbox is what's attacking enemies. What's not okay, however, is when that hitbox is being used against me. And what's also not okay is that very hilarious Drill Sergeant animation glitch right there. Wow, it took us 22 minutes to beat this level. What do you expect when we have to go through the turret section 3 times in a row? Whew. I hope you guys are comfortable because we're going to be in for a long one this time. We still have another level to go yet. Drillax's Big Rig, one that I am very much looking forward to because it's one of the best damn levels of the game. But at the end of the day, like, we have something to look forward to at the end of it. We have a freaking massive ass drilling robot that sings. I've just described absolute awesomeness. In fact, you don't get any more awesome than that. That is how awesome it is. It is the peak and the pinnacle of raw awesomeness right there, that singing drill at the end of the level. So without further ado, we get to remain as tech a little bit longer, going through the start of Drillax's Big Rig over here. Okay, let's take out some champions. They really didn't stand a chance now, did they? Take this fool down and out some more. Yeah, bye-bye, champions! I wish that was last night, but it wasn't, actually. Not that I got to know it, you know, we didn't exactly sit down with a cup of tea, get to know one another. That is quite possibly one of the most British things I've said. Given that I am British, that kind of happens a lot. Say British things, that is. I don't necessarily do British things. I don't sit down with my tea and a digestive Dunkin' biscuit to watch Doctor Who on the weekends. You know, I'm not quite that British. As much of a stereotype as that is. I do love my own culture, but not to that extent. And there we go. I kind of love how British culture kind of doesn't take itself that seriously. You know, we take the piss out of ourselves all the time. We take the piss out of the Americans even more than that. But the Americans don't know how to take it half of the time. They do not like it very much when I insult them. And yet here I am insulting Americans on a YouTube channel where 90% of my viewer base is US. I should really think before I speak. So that being said, fire has popped up, so it's Hot Dog's turn to shine. These guys are about to be defeated by Hot Diggity Dog. So hot, in fact, I said it twice to put emphasis on just how hot he truly is. Which is very, very hot. It's very much hot. This is what a hot dog looks like. A hot Diggity dog, get that? Okay, watch out for that big explosion. Luckily, an even shield can't take much damage. And these Arcane Bombers, they really didn't stand a chance there, did they? Get them out of here! No! Not their shoes, anything with their shoes. I kind of need those. This terrain doesn't look particularly good for the feet right now. Oh yeah, remember to pay close attention to the floor, because apparently Drillex squirrels away some of the gold he finds and hides it on his rig. The biggest rig in Skylanders, no doubt. I did not mean to use that attack. That was an accidental attack button push. I meant to use his firewall because, you know, his firewall in a different game is mapped to that button, the special attack button. But luckily we are just fine. We did take some damage in the process because unfortunately when we do our triple charge, Hot Dog moves forward a little bit. I forgot to take into account that, and we moved straight forward right into the Blaze Brewers brewing blazes. It wasn't a particularly wise move on my behalf. We're going to stick with Hot Dog for now, actually, because there is no combat in this text section, so we might as well wait for the air section next, where we can switch back to Swarm, I suppose. We did play as Tornado previously. So yeah, we might as well give Swarm the spotlight instead. But say after that, we switch from air back to fire again. So let's get Swarm onto the portal. And for the second fire section, we're going to be doing exactly the same as what we have been doing for levels where obviously the same elemental sections are split. We're going back and forth between the different representatives. So here we're going to go for Igniter for the second fire section. Feed of Strength! Obviously the yelling is a necessity, that's part of the gameplay, it's a necessary part of the gameplay. Golem's Fortune. That is a very clever Lord of the Rings reference right there, and at the end of the day they're two fantasy franchises, so why the hell not celebrate one fantasy franchise and another, right? Not that Golem had a particularly strong last few years. Golem's release on the PlayStation 5 last year definitely wasn't one of the best games we received, wasn't it? Because 2023 was such a juxtaposing year for games. On one hand, we got so many great games, and on the other, we got Golem, that frickin' Avatar game, that wasn't any good, at least according to anyone who played it, that is. Die! Yeah, that's probably how they felt playing the game. That's how they felt they wanted to be. They wanted die, okay? They want die playing that game. The game is so bad they'd rather die. So that being said, Igniter is just too much of a beast. He kind of threw me off my commentary. But we didn't only get those games. We got Kong Skull Island on top of it. It's funny how juxtaposed the year was for games back in 2023, which was only last year, so it's not exactly like that's ancient history. Okay, let's go forward with our abilities charged up. Oh, these guys don't stand a chance. They are no chance standers there. Okay, let's get back before he does his stomping abilities. Okay, cool. We took out two of them before this guy did his stomp. Woohoo! I was so worried. I was so concerned. I was within that hitbox then. And just like that, he was out of it because Igniter deals way too much damage in quick succession. The enemies can't dare stand against it. Oh man, and people wonder why he's my favorite. Well, actually no, nobody wonders why he's my favorite character. I think the gameplay of this character speaks for itself. You know, why should I dare explain why this guy is my favorite Skylander when instead the gameplay explains without words why he is my favourite Skylander. But speaking of favourite Skylanders, whilst Voodoo is one of my favourites, he certainly is good. He is a top tier character at that, so time for me to play what is no doubt a bunch of y'all's favourite character, because Voodoo tends to be well liked amongst the community. So yes, he's definitely going to be someone who is watching this episode right now. Voodoo is their favourite Skylander from these first two games, I guarantee it. After all, these first two games only have 48 Skylanders, and this video will get around 200 views, so that means that, you know, on average, you know, if Skylanders were made equally, then it would mean that each Skylander would be chosen as someone's favourite 4 times. So there'll be 4 viewers who Bounce was their favourite, 4 who Voodooed is their favourite. Obviously, not all Skylanders are made equally, and certain Skylanders tend to be more liked than others. So Drobot, for example, will have a lot more greater share of viewers watching this video right now who call him their favourite Skylander over character like we was using Bounce as an example earlier. Perfect, because he doesn't have been placed on the portal. He will be not quite as well liked. That being said, he is still a fan favourite, and some people could call him their favourite giant, no doubt. Anyway, we did purchase some keys from Oracle off camera, so we're going to take advantage of those without further ado. What we are going to take advantage of is the magic elemental area, because literally we're going to swap back to tech in a jiffy and spin. We might as well just stick with Bounce and waste a little less time constantly swapping back and forth. A bit like what we did earlier with the conveyor belts, not switching out for tech and saving time in the process for it. Okay, this guy has got to go. We skipped unnecessary deep stew, which apparently was introducing us to this fella right here. Oh, he's a big guy. He's a big guy, alright. But yeah, there's definitely going to be more people watching this video right now who call Drobot their favourite over characters like Wrecking Ball, who hopefully has very few people who would dare call him their favourite. He definitely has fewer fans than Voodoo, which is odd because Voodoo is the one who wound up not getting a repose in this game. Wrecking Ball was prioritised over Voodoo as repos in this game. That should be a criminal offence. I think the developers should be arrested for that, honestly. Okay, here we go, let's take him out some more. And now that he is, you know, vulnerable to our attacks, rocket time! Wow, that was perfect range right there. Bouncer in for the perfect space and victory. We love to see it, we love to see it. Anyway, let's bouncing as Bouncer is only appropriate now, right? A boingy boingy. Oh, there's some food. Not that we need it. So apparently there is no elemental switch out right here. I'm very much accustomed to going into Drill X as a magic Skylander, thinking that magic is the last elemental swap beforehand. And that's because it is. If we activate this area right here, not only can we acquire ourselves a story scroll, how fascinating indeed, but now that we've activated the magic elemental zone, that means we need to swap out for a Skylander corresponding to the element, can't switch out again until the element area changes once more, and a magic representative is Wrecking Ball. Because I would rather risk losing Series 2 Wrecking Ball to Drill X than I would Bouncer. Anyway, I really was hoping that this guy would have more treasure to his name. Because there is a charm in this level, a very useful charm, but it's a very expensive one at that. A charm which helps us deal increased damage against large enemies. So anything that is like a Shield Juggernaut, that Crystal Golem enemy we fought earlier, the charm helps us deal increased damage against Deb as well, but with Wrecking Ball not having enough money to afford the charm, I'm going to have to, off-camera, switch to Tornado and buy the charm instead. Or Dark Spire, actually, since he's not part of the Locke. His treasure count can change without anyone knowing the different, and obviously it'll all be edited out, so if it's all edited out in the end, then it's like it never happened. Bit like how I had to edit out the original Chompy Mage boss fight because the footage decided to go ahead and get itself corrupted, and now because of that, Series 2 Cinder is alive and well because this is the final cut of the series that we are going with. So let's continue rolling. They see me rolling. They hate it. And now they see me teleporting, to which they also hate. So let's pop on down here, and this very much was Oryx's shop I was referring to earlier. Okay, so as you can see, I've now made a cut to where off camera I went through Oryx's shop and picked up some goodies, including the Unquivering Arrow Charm, or whatever the fuck it was called. It was something along those lines, and that was very much the charm I was referred to earlier. Not as expensive as I thought it was. It's 25,000 as opposed to 35,000, but say we bought it as Dark Spyro. And then we also purchased the regeneration charm, so that then if we take any damage during Drill X's boss fight, we can instantly heal from it. Oh, okay, it's time for concentration time. I repeat, concentration is much of a necessity right now. If it wasn't a necessity, then I'd wind up, well, dying. With lack of concentration, I would get hit locked, and if I get hit locked, then I wind up taking so much damage that I get defeated in battle. Not what we want to do, not what we want to do at all. But luckily, Regeneration Charm, as well as Wrecking Ball's healing ability, are both coming in clutch to ensure that I'm healing up from any damage I previously took. Let's say, you very much get very easily distracted by Drill X's song, because his song, it is, in a word, epic! It is so epic, in fact, that we brought out the best version of Igknight. Dan's Party Igknight. That is my superior variant. Like Royal Double Trouble, I possess a variant much superior to the original. That being my Dance Party version. And you guys got to see it unleashed. Now that it has been unleashed, Drill X does not stand a chance. He is a no chance stander, he is. Okay, let's take out his arm a little bit more, slowly but surely we are getting there. If I somehow shot this with Wrecking Ball, I will never be able to forgive myself. I mean, playing well with a garbage Skylander, there is no greater sin. I might just fucking kill myself on purpose to avoid having to play as this monstrosity you see on screen. Like right now, this is pain and torture me, yet somehow it's working out for me. I think the game is doing everything in its power to keep Wrecking Ball alive, just so that then I'm tortured for much longer. That and also the game has already surprised me of what I would call low tier Skylanders, like Drill Sergeant, Tornado, and Sinner have already surprised me so far this playthrough, so I suppose the game is literally drawing itself full circle and is making me think twice about my hatred for Wrecking Ball as well. I'll remake my every Skylander rank video and it will be Ghost Roasters at the bottom now. Because so far it seems as though, based upon this series alone, Ghost Roaster is the worst Skylander, which is far from true, so that's why this series isn't a very accurate representation of these characters. It's more so an accurate representation of my kind of gameplay, the inconsistencies I face. The fact that one day I will play absurdly well and somehow shot this boss fight as Wrecking Ball, and then the next day I'll be unable to get through Creepy Citadel as bloody Ghost Roaster, something that should come as a freebie. Ow, that was some damage right there. I don't much appreciate that. Chompy, get over here. Let me eat you up so I can heal. Can't quite get the angle on him apparently. There we go. Now that's some damage. But this guy, his health bar is high, and so it's not ideal when I'm playing as a Skylander who does not deal damage particularly quickly. I should have been using that Wrecking Ball attack the whole time, because Wrecking Ball's most effective attack, ironically enough, is his Wrecking Ball. Who could have possibly seen that coming now, right? Anyway, let's duck and cover. Because apparently I haven't done enough of that already. Thank you, Disco Ball. That saved me from taking that damage right there. Pretty convenient, actually. And at long last, we finally made it to this last phase. This guy's dictionary definition of taking it slow. Like, it seems as though he might even get the job done, but even if he gets the job done, he hasn't got it done quickly all the same. But yeah, now just for the sake of the meme and the bit, and the fact that I've glitched the game, for all those reasons, right now I have to shot this as Wrecking Ball. It'd be hilarious if I managed to pull that off, so just for the sake of the bit, I have to pull this off now. I am too stubborn just to kill off Wrecking Ball for a bit. Wrecking Ball? Why are you this glitched? What happened? Video game is broke, guys, okay? The video game hates Wrecking Ball so much, even as much as I do, that it has decided to break him in expression of its hatred towards him. You know what? I don't care whether the game likes him or not. We are performing this solo shot just for the shits and giggles, because it would be funny if my least favourite Skylander of all things can solo shot Drill X on Nightmare Mode. That would be high fucking hilarious. Okay, here we go again. Yeah, this is weird, like he keeps going from being glitched to bobbing back and forth again. Apparently whenever I move he is glitched, but then whenever I stand still he goes back to his bobbing back and forth animation. Yeah, what's convenient about these hitboxes is that I can hit multiple parts of the drill at once, so I can deal that extra burp damage to more parts and stack damage more easily. That is for one good thing with Wrecking Ball on screen right now. Nothing else about him is good whatsoever. Like, I am not enjoying this. As well as this is going, I am not enjoying this in the slightest. If I were to torture a man, I would make him play through this over and over again. This is what torture looks like. This is a modern century torture, I should say. Worse than that of water torture, even though that is pretty much described as the worst form of torture available on the planet. Like, some very sick and twisted human came up with that. Anyway, let's move on from the dark humour, though dark humour does go a long way, and at the end of the day it is just a style of humour that some people are more attuned to. You know, at the end of the day, humour, much like everything else in life, is subjective. What one person finds funny, another person won't. So yes, dark humour, whilst it isn't for everyone, some people tend to enjoy it. Like, It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, for example, is a very dark comedy, but I love that show because it is fucking hilarious. The humour of the dark style is on point. Like, at the end of the day, the characters in that show, they are all absolute pieces of shit, so when bad things happen to them, it's justified, and it is funny. It is funny watching bad things happen to bad people. That's just how it works, okay? We like, as a society, to see bad people punished for the bad things they do. This is what we have laws for to uphold in a civilized society. Yes, bouncy. Congratulations, notes on their Wrecking Ball. Now, why won't this guy just die already? I don't think I'm asking for much. Oh, who am I kidding? Of course I'm asking too much. Boom! Take damage to the face. And I'm not even going to take any damage to the face whatsoever. Any damage I am going to take, I'm apparently going to shield, because the game just really wants Wrecking Ball to live. Just to rub him in my face a little bit longer. Okay, this is really taking its time right here, because apparently the episode wasn't long enough already. At this rate, this episode is going to be shorter than the Archean trilogy. Yeah, let's go on ahead and grab that jewel right now. Okay, let's take this out some more. Yeah, take my burp to the face! Not that I'm highly satisfied by burping in your face. In fact, I find it rather gross, if you were to ask me. Why couldn't a charm that deals increased damage against enemies also include Drill X? I mean, he looks pretty fucking large to me. Where's my extra damage against this video game? Where's my extra damage? I demand a refund on that charm, actually, if it's not going to deal extra damage to the large enemies, such as Drill X right here. I mean, seriously, look at the fella. He's pretty big. That is what I would call pretty fucking huge, actually. Okay, cool, we ate him. That's nice. We're going to avoid the fire somehow. I didn't even need the bounce pad in the end there. Okay, so the question is, whilst we was playing through this level, were you paying attention? Did you find any sparkly bits on the floor from where Drill X has squirreled away all the treasure he's found? Were there any sparkly bits? Anything shiny? I'm sure Tomato, or whatever his name is from the one, I'm sure he loves some shiny bits. After all, he has a whole song dedicated to his love for shiny things. Anyway, Wrecking Ball has taken a whole heap of damage right now, so it already appears though I need to reinitiate concentration mode. I kind of forgot to concentrate for a moment there, and I paid the price for it. Not that, you know, Wrecking Ball is that big a loss. Food! Well, that's convenient. Anyway, what we need to do right now is, I was about to say avoid the fire, but unfortunately I miserably failed doing that. Yes, I get it, game. I am low on health. You don't need to rub it in. In fact, one hit from those lasers and I am as good as done for. Speaking of which, we were this close. but the game said no. So you know what? We're gonna get revenge. This guy! Oh! He is so screwed now! And we're back to Series 1 Wrecking Ball. We've reverted to the original order, now that the repos has been defeated in battle. I can't believe it though, we were this close to one shot in this this boss fight, with my least favourite character no less. Man, Igniter is just stacking up damage so quickly compared to Wrecking Ball. This is such a nice change of pace compared to the hell that I was just put through. Okay, watch out for a fire, even though once again it makes no sense whatsoever for a fire spirit to take damage to fire. But yes, that was some very comedic timing, shall we say, at Wrecking Ball's defeat. I should have just killed him sooner, switch out for Igniter sooner, and then this boss fight would have been dealt with 9 minutes sooner. But hey, at least he went out with a bang. Quite literally, you know, that made a pretty loud thud, a pretty fucking huge being, like what we described now earlier. When that thuds into the ground, it's going to make a noise, even if no one's around to hear it. Just like the tree debate, if a tree falls in the forest, when no one's around to hear it, does it make a sound? Yes, it still makes a sound. Sounds are perceived by the ears, yes, but that's because they are made. So if a sound, by definition, is made, then even without it being heard, it was made in the first place. That's my logic. I'm not doing a great job explaining the logic, but the logic is there all the same. But saying, enough of all of that. Julex went down in a blaze of glory, and Igniter should have just switched out for him sooner. The boss fight would have been so much quicker. You saw how much more quickly he was dealing damage compared to Wrecking Ball, with the fact that every single one of his sword strikes is dealing 40 damage. That is absurdly powerful. But that being said and done, after 50 minutes, this episode is finally coming to an end. Let's roll the outro without further ado. I cannot, in good conscience, end off this video without first thanking all of my incredible channel members whose continued support help make these videos possible. Without them, these videos would be near impossible to make, so from the bottom of my heart, I truly appreciate every last one of them. If you enjoyed this video and would like to see more, there are plenty of options on screen now to explore, and please consider subscribing to keep up to date with all my content. On that note, this video is coming to an end, so thank you so much as always for watching. Until the next video arises, peace!